Hey there, this is Rob with the Skullhooker, European skull mounting brackets. While we're working on some new products for the ATA and SHOT Show debuts in early 2013, I wanted to take a minute to answer some common questions and update you on our Skullhooker brackets. All Skullhooker brackets are very simple. They consist of a wall plate, an arm, and a prong. Our products are retail packaged, and while instructions are clearly labeled on the side of the box, I wanted to quickly run through some important installation features of the Skullhooker. The first thing you need to do is mount the wall bracket. We provide all the necessary hardware. You simply locate a stud and drill 2 wall screws into the stud. One important point here is to vertically mount the wall plate. If you mount it sideways, you're going to have some issues with canting and some different things with your head. The second piece of the Skullhooker is what we call the arm. The third piece is what we call our prong. And the prong itself is attached to the arm. This is where the 2 supplied screws and lock nuts are installed to secure the arm to the prong. And this will allow you to customize the angle of the prong. One thing to note about the arm is that the legs that protrude into the canisters within the wall plate are tapered. We designed them this way so that you could securely lock the arm into certain positions and keep it from swinging left and right. This is especially handy for those who want to hang their brackets outdoors, in outdoor living spaces, in barns and such. And another tip, in areas that are extremely windy, a small amount of super glue will keep this arm in a fixed position rather than allowing it to move at all. Now let's take a look at how our patent-pending prong fits into the back of the skull. First, if your skull's been cut or altered in any way around the natural hole in the back of the skull, it's likely the Skullhooker will not fit. So the center prong is inserted into the back of the skull, which bears a majority of the weight, and the side prongs simply stabilize it left and right. So installation is very easy. Simply install the screw and lock nuts to the desired angle and put the skull onto the bracket. Minor leveling adjustments might be necessary. One of the bigger questions we get from our customers is, we have 2 brackets, a little hooker and a big hooker. Which species works for each bracket? Well, let's start with the little hooker. The little hooker is designed for your small to mid-sized game species. The most predominant of these species is the deer species. This might include your mule deer, your whitetail, your blacktail, Coues deer, roe deer, fallow deer, basically any species worldwide the little hooker is designed to accommodate. In addition, there's a wide range and variety of antelope species worldwide, like your pronghorns, your springbok, your impala, and numerous other antelope type species worldwide. When it comes to determining what species works for which bracket, it comes down to the skull size. What I tell people is, don't get caught up in how big the antlers or horns are. What we're talking about is the skull. And most importantly, what we're talking about is the back of the skull, meaning the natural hole that lies within the back of the skull. This is where our patent-pending prong would be inserted to securely hang and mount your European trophy. In general terms, the little hooker would be used for skulls of, say, a large mule deer and smaller. Other species that the little hooker is designed for would include animals such as hogs, boars, coyotes, cougar, black bear, and, well, it even fits an alligator. Another question we get regarding our brackets is, which bracket works best for different species of bear? What I have here today is about a 300-pound, certainly an above average size black bear. For 99% of all black bear, with the occasional exceptionally large one, the little hooker is going to work perfectly for these black bear. For all of your brown and your polar bear species, the big hooker is necessary to accommodate those larger skulls. What's really cool about displaying, whether it be a hog or a cougar or a black bear, a brown bear, with the Skullhooker brackets, is you're able to customize the jaw opening. One of the features of the skullhooker is its adjustability, allowing you to customize the angles, whether it be up and down, left and right. But with these types of cats and bears and hogs, they have teeth that a lot of people want to prominently display. So what you can do is apply a small amount of non-permanent glue or Bondo type adhesive to the pivot joint, and that way it'll allow you to either display the animal closed-mouthed or slightly open. The big hooker bracket is designed for your large game and extra large game species. When we first introduced this product nearly 3 years ago, we envisioned guys hanging caribou and elk and maybe a kudu or two. It's impressive the size and the amount of different species that guys are hanging off of this big hooker bracket. For that very reason, we started offering 2 prong sizes within every big hooker purchase. This is our standard prong. This prong is designed to work for 99% of all your elk, stag, brown bear, polar bear, caribou, and those types of species. We now offer an even larger prong that accommodates those extra large species. This bracket is designed for your moose, Asiatic buffalo, Cape buffalo, giraffe, and even the bison. All the parts for the big hooker are very similar to that of the little hooker, only bigger and stronger. One thing to note when mounting a trophy on the big hooker is to securely fasten the screws and lock nuts so that the prong is flat against the arm. It's important to do this before releasing any of the weight. Simply drop the animal onto the prong and release the weight. Once again, some minor leveling adjustments might be necessary. This bison was mounted with the extra large prong, and as you can see behind me, this 370-inch bull here was mounted with our standard prong. All skullhooker products are made of steel and powder coated in 2 color options, robust brown and graphite black. The intent since day one is to produce a bracket that's elegant enough that we hopefully are getting a few more of the heads off the floor, out of the garage into the house. No more hanging the heads flat off the wall in a downward fighting type position. I want to thank you personally for your business and your interest in skullhooker product line. If for any reason your skull has an abnormality or you're unsatisfied for any reason, simply keep the packaging and product in good shape and call us for a return. And if you have further questions, feel free to contact us directly at skullhooker.com.